Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that the homes that feel the calmest usually aren't doing anything fancy? No new systems every month, no color coded spreadsheets for daily life, no dramatic before and after moments happening every weekend. They're just kind of boring. And today I want to talk about that because some of the most impactful organizing choices I've made in my life are also the least exciting. Honestly, they'd never make it into a viral TikTok, but they make my life easier every single day. And if you've been craving an organized home that actually stays calm, not just looks calm for a minute, this episode is for you. This is episode 89, Boring on Purpose, the easy habits that keep my home organized for beautiful living. So here's the tension that I keep noticing. We're taught, especially online, that organization should be exciting. On Instagram and TikTok, you'll see new bins, you'll see fancy labels, new multi-step routines, new aesthetics every single year. But real life, because Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, those aren't always the real deal. Real life rewards predictability, not novelty. And what's interesting about this is that the habits that make life smoother are often the ones that we overlook because they don't feel productive enough or they're not enough of a hack or exciting or exclusive enough. They don't give us that dopamine hit. They just quietly work. So today I'm walking you through 10 boring but easy things that I do that support an organized, calm, beautiful life. And more importantly, why they work. As you listen, I'd like you to notice which ones feel comforting and which ones make you want to resist a little. And that resistance, that's where the insight is, because that's where you'll figure out what's a no brainer for you and what can stretch you out of your comfort zone a little bit. Because you may say that nope, no way would that work for me. And maybe you dismiss the idea entirely. Perfectly fair. But understand why you're resisting it. Is it because it really wouldn't work for your family, or is it because it's a change from what you're doing now? If it's a change, then isn't that worth investigating a little bit? Because if being organized for beautiful living is a goal for you, then maybe some change is what might be required. Just some food for thought. Okay, here are the 10 boring but easy habits that help me get closer to being organized for beautiful living. Number one, I moved all our beds away from the wall. We're starting with one of my absolute favorite boring decisions. All our beds are pulled away from the walls, not dramatically, not floating in the center of the room, but even 12 inches from the wall is enough. Why? Because changing sheets weekly becomes easy. There's no wrestling, there's no shoulder strain, no, oh, I'll do it tomorrow because this is so annoying. And here's the deeper thing. When friction disappears, consistency appears. This isn't just about the beds and the sheets. It's about designing your home so the right habit is the easiest one. In a previous home of ours, there was a small room that two of the kids were sharing. And initially, it made sense to have one of the beds right up against the wall to maximize floor space for playing and even just floor space to move around in. It was a small room. And you guys, we had a babysitter or a nanny who would change their sheets. So I sort of disengaged myself from the sheet changing situation because it was such a pain for me. Well, one evening after she had left for the day, I saw that the bed had been moved away from the wall. And I thought, well, maybe the cleaning lady had moved it to clean something under the bed or something like that. So I moved it back before bedtime. The next day, our nanny asked if we could leave the bed further from the wall because it was so hard to change the sheets. Well, hello. Of course we could. It was tighter in the bedroom for sure, but we moved playtime mostly to the family room after that because of the limited space. So we moved some of the toys out of the bedroom as well. And over the years, when I talk to friends who have cleaning ladies or cleaning services who change the sheets for them, one of the consistent complaints that they have is that those cleaning folks, they don't make the bed right, that the fitted sheet isn't pulled under all the way under the mattress. So it comes out while they're sleeping. And come to find out, 9 times out of 10, the bed was pushed up against a wall. So having someone else change the sheets for you doesn't always solve the problem. And if you have a bunk bed, I truly feel for you because that is the epitome of a hard bed to change the sheets on, isn't it? But I have another idea that might help with that. It's coming up in a minute. Number two, I empty the fridge, freezer, and pantry before the next grocery trip. So before I go on a major grocery run, we try to eat down what we already have. It's not perfect, like not in a clean out every crumb way. But when the fridge, freezer, and pantry are mostly empty, cleanup is faster, of course. We waste less food, and I'm not buying duplicates just in case. This one habit saves us money, time, and it saves me mental energy. What's interesting here is that clutter often starts before things enter the house, when we shop without clarity. This is choosy organizing in action. Use what you own first, then decides what deserves to come into your house next. So, if the giant salad mix that you bought from Costco was only half used before it went limp and got slimy, you'll know not to buy that big one again. And instead, you'll buy a smaller pack from the regular grocery store. The same thing with canned foods. I find that a lot of clients hang on to canned food just in case, and then they never use it. So when your fresh veggies are used up in your fridge, instead of going to the grocery store right away to restock up, try checking your pantry for canned veggies for the next few meals. And you could end up having to go to the store less often and you'll save money too. Number three, I eat pretty much the same things with small variations. Okay, this might sound super boring because most people can't imagine eating the same thing every single day. That sounds like torture, right? But here's how it works for us. We have taco night each week. Sometimes it's chicken, sometimes it's beef, sometimes it's beans and veggies. But I always know that we have tortillas in the freezer and the spices are there. The rhythm is familiar. This is about reducing daily decision fatigue. I mean, how many times have you thought, what are we going to have for dinner tonight? Well, before resorting to DoorDash, I know that it's taco night and I have tortillas. So, what's going to go into this taco this week that we have in the fridge, freezer, or pantry? When you remove decisions that don't actually add to your joy, your mood is so much better, isn't it? So, I do my meal planning on Friday afternoons and it revolves around the same proteins every week: salmon, shrimp sometimes, beef, chicken, maybe ground turkey. I'm removing decision fatigue by repeating these purchases week after week. Number four, I clean while I'm already using the thing. I clean while I cook. I don't wait until the end to clean the mountains of pots and pans and or clean up the messes on the counters. I do something while I'm waiting for water to boil or waiting to flip the chicken or whatever. It makes the after dinner cleanup so much more palatable for us. I also clean the shower right before I get in, and I've shown my kids how to do the same thing. We use dish soap and baking soda, so there are no harsh chemicals, no big production. I get right in the shower without my socks and I clean away. It takes just a couple of minutes. Then we get to shower in a freshly cleaned shower. It feels great. And this is one of those habits that people think takes more time, but it actually saves time because the mess never becomes intimidating. This is a thrive daily principle. Small maintenance beats big resets, okay? And it teaches your kids something powerful too. Cleaning isn't a punishment, it's just a part of using a space well. And here's the tip I have about bunk beds. In the morning, go into your child's room to wake them up and have them strip the bed before they come out of it. Then that evening, after bath time or showering, if they're old enough, go in there and have them climb into the bed and pull the fitted sheet on every corner. Then pass them the flat sheet and help them tuck everything in from below. Then everything's ready for bedtime in fresh sheets. Now, if your kids are really little, you might have to climb up there with them and do it together. Make it fun, a game, share some laughs while you're doing it. And as they get older, they'll know exactly what to do without you having to climb up anymore. Number five, I use skincare until it's completely gone. This one I feel is truly boring. I use CeraVe face wash, I use a moisturizer, a facial sunscreen, and a nighttime serum and moisturizer. And I finish them before buying something new. I don't rotate 12 half used products. This habit helps you not chase trends, which in the end might be more harmful to your skin than helpful. And it supports an organized bathroom and a calmer mind because the problem isn't the product. It's again, the decisions piling up. If you've got 4 different body lotions and 3 types of shampoo and 8 different serums to choose from, it could be years before you'd finish all of those. And you spend unnecessary time trying to decide which of those things to use each day and each evening. Not to mention the amount of space that these containers take up in your bathroom cabinets and drawers that end up looking and feeling cluttered. Now, it takes me a long time to finish 1 bottle of face wash and 1 bottle of body lotion. I'm saving money right there by not buying multiples until I'm almost done. And there's no decision for me to make all these months, right? I wash my face with this and I use this moisturizer. Done. Number 6, I repeat outfits and I wear out my clothes. Guys, I repeat outfits a lot. And my wardrobe is basically a uniform: jeans, t shirts, button downs. I stick to classic styles and occasionally add new colors or patterns, but I tend to keep my clothes until they are worn out. The other day, I grabbed a pair of sandals and the leather on the strap peeled away. So that one had to go. Easy decision. And trends pass quickly. Remember the giant puffed sleeves that made us all look like we had no necks? So instead of chasing the novelty around clothing and trends, I choose familiarity. And here's the reframe: style doesn't always come from variety, it can come from consistency. This keeps my closet organized with almost no effort. But you do want to make sure you have clothes that fit well and look good on you and that you enjoy wearing. Don't keep stuff just for the sake of keeping it if you feel frumpy in it. Find out how to style it to make you look good, or hire a stylist for a day and ask them. It's totally worth it. Number 7, all my clothes live in one closet. Every piece of clothing I own is in my closet. I don't have seasonal clothing storage anywhere else. So from my thickest wool sweaters, my thermal base layers, to my swimsuits and cover-ups, everything is in my closet. Why? Because I always know what I own. I don't guess, I don't duplicate, I don't mentally inventory my attic. This reduces mental load in a way that's hard to explain until you experience it. But think of it like this. Let's say you have a work party coming up and you're told the dress code is green or gold. Well, you think you have a green sweater that would work, but it's up in the attic with your winter clothing. Are you going to go up there and check? Should you just buy a sweater so you're sure you have something in time? But since all my clothes are in my closet, all I have to do is open my sweaters drawer and check, right? Boring, but easy. Number 8, I keep all seasonal decorations in one closet. Same principle as my clothes. It's all in one closet. There's no garage overflow or attic bins. What this means is that I've pared down the quantity and variety of decorations to only what can fit into that closet. This means that we pull out the same decorations every year, but we've chosen to keep the stuff we love. So we enjoy decorating. This is the organizing for beautiful living principles of live light and love your home combined, because fun doesn't come from having excess stuff. It comes from meaning. And our decorations have meaning for us. And if there's a gap somewhere, I try to fill it with stuff that I find outside in nature, or I add candles that we have at home. It's enough to create a tiny bit of change from year to year. Number 9, I only keep 1 or 2 artistic hobbies at a time. Right now, I'm enjoying baking and reading for fun, not business books or personal improvement stuff, but just novels for fun. I'd love to get into gardening or get back into sewing and learn to create patterns or quilt, but not right now. And that's the key. Just because something is interesting doesn't mean it fits in my life this very minute. Beautiful living makes room for socializing, rest, and presence, not just productivity. And with all the family and work things on our plates right now, what fits are these 2 hobbies that I'm thoroughly enjoying, by the way. And I'm good with that because it keeps the door open to having impromptu guests like we just had this weekend. And number 10, I only keep classic entertaining dishes and serveware. Everything fits in my kitchen cabinets. I have a few holiday specific platters that were given to me as gifts last year, but I don't have expanding collections. Like I just mentioned, we had 6 guests stay with us unexpectedly this weekend. And everything I needed was already there in the kitchen to make Christmas style meals and serve them beautifully. I didn't have to go to another place in my house to find the Christmas platters, no attic or garage hunting. And I also used plenty of my plain off white service pieces. It was still great because the food and the conversation were the heroes at the table, not the dish patterns. So, an organized home isn't built on motivation, it's built on boring, repeatable ease. The goal isn't excitement necessarily, the goal is less thinking, less time searching, less clutter. And when your home asks less of you, you get to give more to your people, your creativity, and your joy, right? That's beautiful living. So here's a quick recap of the boring but easy habits that help me to stay organized for beautiful living. 1, I moved all the beds away from the walls. 2, I empty the fridge, freezer, and pantry before my next grocery trip. 3, we eat pretty much the same things each week. 4, I clean while I'm actually using the thing. 5, I use my skincare until it's completely gone. 6, I repeat outfits and I wear out my clothes. 7, all of my clothes live in one closet. 8, I keep all our seasonal decorations in one closet. 9, I only keep 1 or 2 artistic hobbies at a time right now. And 10, I only keep classic entertaining dishes and serveware. So I do all these things. I give myself permission to choose ease over optimization. It wasn't easy. I'm a perfectionist of sorts. And yes, it took me time to get here. But these small habits, each of them gave me back more time. And yeah, I needed to change my habits a bit, the way I did things a bit. I needed to change my mindset towards what I owned. But choosing to be organized for beautiful living is just that. It's a choice you make, which means you choose this way of living over other things. Now, you may not choose to adopt these exact habits that I did, and that's okay. That's fine. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, investigate for yourself why you're resisting any of these 10 habits, and you'll probably find a habit change that works even better for you, that will reduce your decision fatigue, reduce your time wasted searching for things, taking things out, and that will reduce your clutter. You know, if you have a friend who's tired of feeling like she needs a new system every month, a decluttering weekend every month, then please send her this episode, okay? And if you haven't already, follow the podcast so you don't miss weekly organizing tips for beautiful living. Have a beautifully organized week. I'm Z, and I'll see you on the next episode.